the school year. It was alpaca wool, and by the middle of May it was unbearable. My mother thought it was belated grieving, but I wasn't trying to set any records. I just liked the way it felt. My mother keeps a photograph of my father on the wall next to her desk. 23. Once or twice I passed her door and heard her talking aloud to it. My mother is lonely even when we're around her, but sometimes my stomach hurts when I think about what will happen to her when I grow up and go away to start the rest of my life. Other times I imagine I'll never be able to leave it all. 24. All the friends I ever had are gone. On my 14th birthday, Bird woke me up by jumping on my bed and singing, "For she's a jolly good fellow." He gave me a melted Hershey's bar and a red woolen hat that he took from the lost and found. I picked a curly blonde hair off it and wore it around the rest of the day. My mother gave me an anorak attested by Tenzing Norgay, the Sherpa who climbed Mount Everest with Sir Edmund Hillary, and also an old leather pilot's hat like the kind worn by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who is a hero of mine. My father read me The Little Prince when I was 6 and told about how Saint X was a great pilot who risked his life to open mail routes to remote places. In the end, he was shot down by a German fighter, and he and his plane were lost forever in the Mediterranean Sea. Along with the jacket and the pilot's hat, my mother also gave me a book by someone named Daniel Elridge, who she said would deserve a Nobel if they gave them to paleontologists. "Is he dead?" I asked. "Why do you ask?" "No reason," I said. Bird asked what a paleontologist was, and Mom said that if he took a complete illustrated guide to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, shredded into 100 pieces, cast them into the wind from the museum steps, let a few weeks past, went back and scoured Fifth Avenue and Central Park for as many surviving scraps as he could find, then tried to reconstruct the history of painting, including schools, styles, genres, and names of painters from his scraps. That would be like being a paleontologist. The only difference is that paleontologists study fossils in order to figure out the origin and evolution of life. Every 14-year-old should know something about where she comes from, my mother said. It wouldn't do to go around without the faintest clue of how it all began. Then, very quickly, as if it weren't the point of everything, she said the book had belonged to Dad. Bird hurried over and touched the cover. It was called Life as We Don't Know It. On the back cover was a picture of Eldridge. He had dark eyes with thick lashes and a beard, and was holding up a fossil of a scary-looking fish. Underneath it said he was a professor of Columbia. That night I started to read it. I thought Dad might have written some notes in the margins, but he didn't. The only sign of him was his name on the inside cover. The book was about how Eldridge and some other scientists had gone down to the bottom of the ocean in a submersible and discovered hydrothermal vents at the places where tectonic plates met, which spewed mineral-rich gases reaching up to 700 degrees. Until that point, scientists thought the ocean floor was a wasteland with little to no life. But what Eldridge and his colleagues observed in the headlights of their submersible were hundreds of organisms never before seen by human eyes. A whole ecosystem that they realized was very, very old. They called it the dark biosphere. There were a lot of hydrothermal vents down there, and pretty soon they figured out that there were microorganisms living on the rock around the vents in temperatures hot enough to melt lead. When they brought some of the organisms to the surface, they smelled of rotten eggs. They realized that these strange organisms were subsisting on the hydrogen sulfide spewed from the vents and breathing out sulfur the way plants on land produce oxygen. According to Dr. Elridge's book, what they had found was no less than a window onto the chemical pathways that billions of years ago led to the dawn of evolution. The idea of evolution is so beautiful and sad. Since the earliest life on Earth, there have been somewhere between 5 and 50 billion species, only 5 to 50 million of which are alive today. So, 91% of all the species that have ever lived on Earth are extinct. 25. My brother, the Messiah. That night while I was reading, Bird came into my room and climbed into bed with me. At 11 and a half, he was small for his age. buddy, little guy, punch. I was making it up as I went. Bert looked unimpressed. Judah the Maccabee, I said. Plain Maccabee. Mac. What's the thing he called me the most? I guess it was Emmanuel. I pretended to think. No, wait. It was Manny. He used to call you Manny. Manny, Bert said, testing it out. He cuddled closer. I want to tell you a secret, he whispered, because it's your birthday. What? First, you have to promise to believe me. Okay. Say I promise. I promise. He took a deep breath. I think I might be a lame dvovnik. A what? One of the lame dvovniks, he whispered. The 36 holy people. What 36 holy people? The ones that the existence of the world depends on. Oh, those. Don't be. You promised. Bert said. I didn't say anything. There are always 36 at any time, he whispered. No one knows who they are. Only their prayers reach God's ear. That's what Mr. Goldstein says. And you think you might be one of them, I said. What else does Mr. Goldstein say? He says that when the Messiah comes, he's going to be one of the lame dvovniks. In every generation, there's one person who has the potential to be the Messiah. Maybe he lives up to it, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe the world is ready for him, or maybe it isn't. That's all. I lay in the dark trying to think of the right thing to say. My stomach began to hurt. 26. The situation verged on critical. The next Sunday, I put Life as We Don't Know It into my backpack and took the subway up to Columbia University. I wandered around the campus for 45 minutes until I found Eldridge's office in the Earth Sciences building. When I got there, the secretary eating takeout said Dr. Eldridge wasn't around. I said I would wait, and he said maybe I should come back another time since Dr. Eldridge wouldn't be in for a few hours. I told him I didn't mind. He went back to his food. While I waited, I read one issue of Fossil magazine. Then I asked the secretary, who was laughing out loud about something on his computer, if he thought Dr. Eldridge would come back soon. He stopped laughing and looked at me like I'd just ruined the most important moment of his life. I went back to my seat and read one issue of Paleontologist Today. I got hungry, so I went down the hall and got a package of devil dogs from a vending machine. Then I fell asleep. When I woke up, the secretary was gone. The door of Eldridge's office was open, and the lights were on. Inside, a very old man with white hair was standing next to a filing cabinet under a poster that said, Hence without parents. By spontaneous birth, rise the first specks of animated earth. Erasmus Darwin. Well, to be honest, I hadn't thought of that opinion. Old man said into the phone. I doubt he'd even want to apply. Anyway, I think we already have our man. I'll have to talk to the department. But let's just say things are looking good. He saw me standing at the door and made a gesture that he'd be off in a moment. I was about to say it was okay. I was waiting for Dr. Eldridge, but he turned his back and gazed out the window. Good, glad to hear it. I better run. Right then. All the best. Bye now. He turned to me. Terribly sorry, he said. What can I help you with? I scratched my arm and noticed the dirt under my fingernails. You're not Dr. Eldridge, are you? I asked. I am, he said. My heart sank. 30 years must have passed since the photograph on the book was taken. I didn't have to think for very long to know that he couldn't help me with the thing I had come about, because even if he deserved a Nobel for being the greatest living paleontologist, he also deserved one for being the oldest. I didn't know what to say. I read your book, I managed, and I'm thinking of becoming a paleontologist. He said, Well, don't sound so disappointed. 27. One thing I am never going to do when I grow up is fall in love, drop out of college, learn to subsist on water and air, have a species named after me, and ruin my life. When I was little, my mother used to get us Vyazheslavsky. His cousin taught him in Russia, where he lived